Okay, hello and welcome. Chris here, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate the AI search engine, which is the world's first money-making traffic search engine. And so what we've done is we've basically literally built a search engine, and this is a very useful tool for traffic generation. It's a very useful tool for niche research, and apart from anything else, I think it's just a really useful tool because it shows you where the money is being made online right now for the top 100,000 websites. So what we've done is we've crawled these 100,000 sites and looked for 16 money-making opportunities. So what they're doing to get traffic, different ways we can plug into that traffic, and there are 16 different options. You can see if they've got a Facebook page, do they have a Twitter page, do they have an advertising page so we can get traffic from them, are they building a list so we can go and target, potentially do a joint venture and get them to promote us, that kind of thing. So I'll run through the tool in just a second. I'll walk you through all the process to using it. Firstly though, to use the tool, just like all of my other tools, we log in at ProClub and simply go to pro.club/AI search. Now let's walk through the different parts of this page, and the first thing I want to talk about is you'll see it says displaying 49,087 sites worth 239 billion visits per month. So this number here is just the traffic that we estimate these sites are getting in total. As we start to filter these numbers down, that number will change. But the reason we've got 49,000 sites instead of the full 100,000 is because we removed sites that are foreign language, sites that we can't crawl, so some domains don't want search engines to go and visit them. And we also removed sites that are of adult content and other questionable content as well. We are in the process of improving this all the time. This is a tool that I use myself. And so what we're going to do is to search the Alexa sites from 100,000 up to 200,000, and then that should technically bring us up to this 100,000 number. But like I say, we have got a database of 100,000 sites. It's just not all of them are relevant and useful to be displayed. So the first thing I want to talk about is the search box. This of course is where you're going to be running searches to filter by different niche topics. Now the first thing is if you type in a single letter, you'll see that it will suggest different terms. So just put a letter in and it's going to suggest different words that we can go ahead and search. We're also improving the search database, so with time it will get more and more accurate, and this is something that we're working on. But for example, you can click on here and it's going to search renewable, and you can also click over here and click on words to suggest, and it's going to throw out different words that you can automatically enter to run searches. At the top we also have the ability to arrange the results by Alexa, the age of the domain, the PPC spend, the SEO traffic they're getting, and the number of display ads. We can filter by Alexa, so for example maybe you only want to target sites with an Alexa of above 10,000, so these are less popular sites, or maybe you only want to focus on sites that are very, very popular and have an Alexa of under 10,000. And as well, by the way, when we actually run these searches, you'll probably want to run a few different searches. So, you know, if you're looking for renewable energy, you'll want to not just search renewable, you'll want to search green, you'll want to search energy, you want to search solar, and try a few different variations because it will bring up different results. So that's the search section. The next section I'll talk about is the recommended filters. Now, there are 16 filters in total. These are the ones that I suggest you focus on the most because this is predominantly going to be where the easiest money is for you to plug into. And so these are the filters that we have. We have a marketer. So essentially these are people who are direct marketers like us. So we've gone to the site and we found certain words like ClickBank, JVZoo, Wistia, ClickFunnels, Visual Web Optimizer, that kind of thing, that suggest they're internet marketers like us. They're in the community, and the reason that we're including these guys is because it could be of interest for us to go and target a site that is run by an individual like us, so we can go in and replicate what they're doing. Sorry, let's just remove renew and run that search again. So this marketer section is really interesting to go in and find out what people who are very focused on marketing are doing. So you can see we've got some big sites that are coming up here like Amazon, New York Times, that kind of thing. But we're also going to get some much more smaller, much more targeted sites that we can go in and research as well. The next one is API, and without being too technical, this is one for the software developers. These are sites that have got an API that we can connect to and start to build software using. So if you're a software developer, then this one is going to be useful. The next one is RSS, and this is basically sites that have an RSS feed. Now, an RSS feed is a feed of content. Okay, so depending on the site, they are going to have loads of content. They're going to have news, blogs, things like that. And what we can do is we can just plug straight into these feeds here and display the same content on our blog. So obviously this isn't going to look too good to you at the moment, but if you have an RSS reader, then you can instantly get your site updated with content from these kinds of sites. You can see with a lot of these links as well, we can just click to go direct to the relevant link. Affiliate is sites where there is an affiliate program, or at the very least a link that's got the word affiliate in there. And these are useful because we can go in and go to the affiliate page of that site and consider not only if we want to be an affiliate, but also actually see what they're up to. So, you know, we can see AliExpress has got an affiliate program. Maybe we don't even want to join, but let's actually go and have a look and see what these guys are doing. And a lot of these affiliate programs will also display information about what the best affiliates are doing. So if the affiliates are doing really well with pay-per-click, then we'll talk about that. If affiliates are making $100,000 a month, we'll talk about that too. And so just clicking affiliates is a really great way to get some intel, as well as to find affiliate programs to join. Next up we have ads, and this is one of my favorite options to use with AI search. So, you know, there are lots of places online that you can get traffic, but one of the most consistent and best ways to get traffic is by buying ads on different websites. And we all know that we can buy ads on Facebook and that you can buy ads on Google. And we also know that Google has a Google Display Network, which is basically their network of sites that they don't own, but they run ads on. And these are all great traffic sources, but what I've found is one of the best traffic sources is not going through these big, well-established companies, but it's finding small, independent, unknown sites that you can go in and get traffic from. And very often these sites are sites that you won't have considered before. There may be sites that you didn't know that you could advertise on. But what's really cool is to put in a keyword like this, ads, and then put in ads and then put in a keyword that relates to your niche, and that will very often find some really surprising sites that you can advertise on. And then all we do is just click on this icon here and go through to the ads page for that chosen site. Speaking of ads, we also have AdSense. So these are sites that we found AdSense on, and so you can target these via the Google Display Network. Now, of course, you can find some of these same sites using Google's Display Planner, but I think that using AI search is just a much more powerful way to actually find some of these sites, and rather than just be presented with a list of the site and the kind of traffic that they get and that they could potentially send you, here you can see much more information about the site. So AdSense and ads are two great ways to find sites that you can advertise on. The next two are Facebook and Twitter, and these are basically sites where we found they have a Facebook fan page or a Twitter page that's linked to their domain. And this has got a whole range of uses. You can check out their Facebook page or their Twitter page. You can use that for targeting, if you can target those as interests on Facebook or on Twitter. And you can, of course, just go and check the page out, see what kind of content they're posting, and potentially use that as competitive intelligence. List Builder is another really cool one. This is sites that are building lists, so sites that have a sign up form of some kind on their website, so we can go after these sites and potentially sign up to their list and see what they're doing, if they're promoting content to people, and if they are, can we buy a promotional blast from them, or can they potentially promote one of our websites via email blast, which is a really kind of cool thing. And next up we have display ads. And display ads are basically media ads, banner ads that people are running across the whole internet. And you can see the display ads number here. So this is the total number of display ads that we've found for that particular website. So you can see Google's currently running over 3 million display ads. YouTube's running over 150,000. And then, if we scroll down, you can see eBay, for example, running tons and tons of display ads. And by the way, you'll see some numbers are in red. That's because they're very large. And that's just to intuitively draw your eye to the red numbers so you can see exactly, where the big numbers are and where the numbers of interest are. And of course, this is also useful because if you find sites that are doing very well with display, then you can go and possibly either become an affiliate for that site, launch a similar site that you'll then also advertise on display because you can see it's working for them, or even just generally look and see exactly what they're up to. Next up we have PPC, and these are sites that are spending at least $1 per month on pay-per-click. You can see again, this is this PPC column here, and you can see the total monthly estimated spend. So we can see that Amazon is spending about $60 million a month on pay-per-click, and then the next one is e-commerce. So these are sites that are selling products of some kind. So we've gone to their site and we've seen certain words such as buy now, checkout, purchase, create an account, that kind of thing that suggests they're in the e-commerce game. And you can see this is just a list of e-commerce sites. There's tons and tons of results here. In fact, the majority of the sites here are triggered because most of the top sites are e-commerce sites. So this is another kind of generally useful one to have checked a lot of the time, because it will direct you towards people that are getting customers to create accounts, trying to sell products and trying to make money. And the more money they're making, the more we can plug into what they're doing and make some money ourselves. The next one is SEO, sites who have organic SEO rankings worth $1 per month. And again, you can see this is this SEO column here. And again, there's a lot of results coming up, over 28,000 sites. So a large percentage of the traffic that's coming online still comes from search, and a lot of that does come from SEO. Speaking of SEO, we now have domains that are older than 10 years. And this is useful if, for example, you want to find a site where you can buy links and get some backlinks. Well, these are the sites that are going to give you that aged authority domain juice. So if you sort of check this and also check ads, then it's going to potentially bring up sites where you can buy backlinks from, amongst other different forms of traffic. And next up we have new domains, and this is kind of the opposite of the old domains. The reason new domains is interesting, I think, is because these are sites that have only recently launched. So they've only launched in the last 2 years, but they're still managing to generate a huge amount of traffic in a very short period of time. The other thing about these sites is you'll very often find surprising and new niches that you hadn't really considered before. So when we come online and we come in as marketers and we start trying to build websites and sell things and whatnot, we generally do it in niches and things that we understand. But there are also people launching sites in new and surprising ways and in different niches and getting different traffic and doing different things. And so this option here, the new option, is a great way to see some of those sites. And then finally we have mobile, which is sites that don't have a unique mobile page, which is something that could be of use to local marketers potentially. So that's the filter area at the top, and that's a quick summary of how those different options work. As I say though, these are the kind of main ones that I suggest you look at. This is some of the best ones for you to focus on: ads, marketer, affiliate, display ads, and PPC. So marketer, affiliate, ads, PPC, display ads. Those are kind of the big ones I think that are going to be of most interest. Now when it comes to actually running, looking at the results here, the first thing you'll notice is if we hover over the title, then we're going to get a pop-up preview of how the site actually looks, which is quite cool. It means we don't need to necessarily visit the site to actually get a preview of it. Secondly, we can hover over the description and get the full description of what the site's about. Next up, we have these icons here, which are visual representations of the site in question. And again, for a lot of these, like affiliate, advertise, ads rather, and the social pages, we can click on these and go direct to the page in question. Next up, we have the Alexa, which is obviously relates to the traffic the site's getting. The lower the Alexa, the more traffic. So Google has an Alexa of 1, YouTube has an Alexa of 2, etc. And then here we have social, which displays the Facebook and Twitter page and also any RSS feed. Then we have the age of the domain, we have the pay-per-click monthly traffic that the site is spending, the SEO free traffic that the site is getting, the number of display ads they're running, whether the site is a crisp pick or not. So I've hand selected a lot of the sites that I find interesting. I'll continue to do that as I go through the database. So if I just turn that on there, you can see these are all sites I've suggested as being interesting and worthy of exploring. And then finally we have the option here to save sites, which will then add those sites to our saved page, which I'll come onto now by clicking on Fave Sites. So here are some sites that I've saved in this account over the last few hours. You can see I've got a few marketing sites here. And this is just a really useful site, a really useful feature to just save some of the sites that you find interesting as you go through the database, because it is such a huge database. And then I also want to talk about the Brainstorm page. Okay, so there's a couple of options when it comes to looking at results when and trying to get a visual idea of the site without leaving AI search. So the first way is to go over to the main search page, which we've just looked at, and run a search and use the hover feature to look at the description in the page. The other way is by clicking on the Brainstorm page, and you'll actually be greeted with a different layout which looks like this. So you can see we have a visual layout of the page. We have the estimated traffic, the estimated pay-per-click, search and ads that they're getting, and then we also have these icons here. So this is just a really cool way to go to a page, and let's just look at, say, renewable energy, and instantly get a visual feel for what the sites look like in this particular niche in question, basically. So that's the Brainstorm page. It's just a kind of a cool way to just run very quick searches and see what a niche is all about. If you don't have the Save Sites and View Brainstorm mode, that's because you're not a Pro member, so be sure to upgrade to Pro if you are given the option in the future to do that. And I think that pretty much covers it for the AI traffic search engine. This is a tool which is very powerful, but we're going to continue to work on it. As I say, we're going to increase the size of the database, improve the search results, and add some additional features very, very soon. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being a bot member.